Hello everyone, this is Maria Figueroa. I will be making this video to go over how to override our letter grades and changing them to credit, no credit for our high school report card for second semester of 2020 to implement the new grading system for the school closures. So when you go into your gradebook, you should see the post above your grade. Like once you finish submitting all your grades, you want to go to post, just like we've always had. And then the term, make sure you're in second semester, and it's going to be high school report card. We're not going to be doing citizenship for the semester. And then you're going to press OK at the bottom. And then it says grades will be posted upon save. Make sure you save once you finish. And then normally when it's like a report, when it's a progress report or midterm grades, it opens up like a new window and you can't see this. But because it's still high school report card, you see this whole thing over here with all the assignments. But if you scroll over to the left, you'll see here posted. And then notice it did not default to credit, no credit for the students with C or lower. So you have to actually physically go change every single student's grades except for people that have A's and people that opted for B's instead of credit. So if you have anybody with a C or lower, you have to change it to credit. I'm sorry. If it's an F, you would do no credit. But C's or D's, you change to credit. So there's two options. You can either click this drop down and go down to credit. Or say my A, I'm just going to leave it. My D's, you have to change it to credit. So you can literally just type credit and it will change it. B minus, B's, B pluses, you have to make sure you did the Google form and figure out how many of your students actually want to keep their B versus change it to credit. So let's say I want to change this to credit. A D is a credit and so forth. A's, you leave it. B's, depending on the student's preference. C's is a credit. You can either type it. A's, leave it. F's, again, you can either scroll to no credit or you can physically type NC for no credit. So B plus, depending on the student, you can either leave it as a B or change it to credit. C's, again, you can either just type it for credit or go down on a drop down and just click credit. Okay, and then make sure you save when you finish. So obviously I didn't finish, but I don't want to take up too much time on this video. The other option to do this is under post grades down here under the instruction tab. You want to go to post grades. Again, this is just another option. You do not have to go through post grades. If you liked the first option, then you can go ahead and stick with the first option. I just wanted to show a different way because I know some people prefer doing it through the post grades tab. So you can see it left my first period. So let me switch to second period. Okay, but I hadn't posted grades. I forgot about that. So you have to go back to gradebook and you want to make sure you hit post grades. Sorry, my internet's kind of slow. So for second period, I want to hit post and then semester 2 high school report card, and then you want to hit OK at the bottom. And it says grades are going to be posted upon save. So you hit OK, save. And then again, the second option or the first option, again, you can do your changes here, which I think is the easiest because you're already on that tab. Or the second option is to go through post grades. And then I'm on second period, so my A's I need to keep. B minus, depending on the student's preference. The student might want a credit, so you go through the drop down and hit credit. A's you leave the same. Let's say the student wants the B, so I'm going to leave it because it's a B plus, and they prefer the B instead of the credit. And then for C's, you have to change it to credit. And F's, make sure you change to no credit. The only difference here is that you can't really type. I mean, I guess you can once you hit the drop down, and then it'll like go to what you want it to go to. Let me see, do I have any other F's? I have another F here. So if I type N, C, see, that doesn't really work. So you have to actually just go use the drop down. So I like the first option better because you can type it in versus having to use the drop down, but it just depends on everybody's preference. But again, this is just a second option. So just to recap, A's you want to leave the same. A's will be reported as A's. B's, you have to ask the students whether they prefer a B versus a credit. So students that have a GPA lower than a 3.0 will benefit from keeping their B, and any AP students that have a B will benefit from keeping their B because AP classes are calculated, B's are calculated as a 4 instead of a 3. So those would be the options for students to want to have a B versus the credit. And then again, C's and D's you have to change to credit, and then your F's you will have to change to no credit. But that's pretty much the end of the video. I just wanted to like visually show people how to do it through a video. I will also be creating a PDF file of what I just did because I know some people prefer to read versus watch a video. So thank you guys for watching, and let us know, one of your tech reps, if you have any questions.